Yeah.
And
I do
I'll
have.
say it was really fun to do this. We didn't know what to expect, but
I feel like Kate, we never know what to expect with you.
Uh,
We got to. I don't know if you know. Last time we were like in a tornado over there at her wedding, and Kate kept us all cool. She just kept, saying like, "Eat your pasta, eat the bread."
and I'm like, F that. I'm grabbing
Yeah.
my tripod, I'm grabbing all my equipment, I'm packing it up, I'm out of here. And like one
I
person was like, even like, do we all have to go in the basement? And I'm like,
I
there's
literally,
COVID.
you know, this is like
We all can't go
this
in the
is
basement
off
right now.
air, but for a while, I'm not gonna lie. So like it was raining, there were a lot of changes throughout the day, and then when we like finally had a little bit of downtime after like all the chaos, there was that tornado warning, right? And then they say like, oh, we're all gonna have to go into this basement during a pandemic. And I remember like I was just so shaken up after a while that every time Paul would be like, we have to edit the video, I'd be like, I can't revisit it right now. Like I was so shaken up. Like every time he'd bring it up, like no. And he like put together this edit, and I was like, no.
oh
I
my
can't look
gosh,
at it right now. I was so shaken up because it was just like
that's so funny.
I actually just felt awful. I'm like, I feel like we didn't like like you were stuck with the feelings of like being so stressed out and worried for them that I thought that we didn't capture anything great. I'm like, we didn't get anything. I don't even want to look at that footage. It probably sucked. Like I don't even want to start looking at it. It's just gonna upset me. But then
Yeah, you
we
kind
looked
of
at
wonder.
it.
We were wondering too. It's like if we were stressed, I wonder
Mm-hmm.
if Jen and Gina were stressed, and
Yeah.
I'm sure they were too. But I mean, they handled it perfectly. So
I think Gina with that medium, after her mom had died, and the medium was like, it's going to be shitty weather all up until your ceremony, but don't worry, it's going to clear up, and then you're going to have to get the ceremony of your dreams. And so when we all got there, it was raining cats and dogs, and we were all like, all the vendors in the venue, and we were all like, I think it's going to happen under the tent. And Gina was just like, cool as a freaking cucumber. She's like,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fine. And the rest of us are like, have you seen it outside? Like, it's not going to be fine. And she's like, yeah, it's going to be fine. And then 10 minutes before the fucking ceremony starts
Literally.
clearing up, they did their first look outside, and it was gorgeous. And I mean, so that's why I wasn't freaking out about the tornado warning, because I was like, the medium didn't say shit about a tornado.
You're right. You're right. You did mention that. You're like, well, they never mentioned. But actually, and then another thing that was a great learning experience for us from that wedding is, and it just kind of like, it literally was the perfect storm, which at that time we were completely like overwhelmed by. But for like, he's a stickler for audio. So we always, we use like a speaker system where they're like saying their vows into a mic, and there's like a speaker. Then we always mic up the groom, and we always mic up the justice of peace. And we had like all of that.
everything was set up, ready
Everything
to
was set
go.
up. And then when they changed their location, they got rid of the mic, they got rid of the speaker, and we had not even thought about it. We went to go ask the justice of peace, and she said that she didn't feel comfortable being mic'd up. And we had never thought about it because we always mic up the groom.
And we're like, wait,
There was
this
no
is
way to mic
bride
up their
and bride,
dresses.
and we never mic'd the
And
dresses
they were
up.
standing right there. So we were, and I don't know if you remember, Kate, Paulo was like in the bushes as they were coming down because he was trying to find a place to put the mic. And we literally were so
We were freaking out.
we were freaking out, but it was so awesome because after that we were like, why have we never thought of like, how would we, like we needed to make up a couple and they're wearing dresses, what we do. And so like from there we started like watching all these videos and looking into all these different options, and now we've actually started making up our brides for weddings, like all of them. And it's been like,
So like the last one we just did, we had,
it's been so fun.
and thankfully the bride was such an amazing sport and really cooperative. But we told her a few days beforehand that we wanted to try this. If she was against it, if she wanted to say hell no, I'm not doing that, that's totally fine. But so we put the microphone in her dress, but made sure it wasn't going to show and mess up the fabric. And then we had a leg wrap.
Regina, it's a Foley strap.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Strapped it around her thigh. Irsa would go under the dress and then slip the recorder in, and
Like
yeah,
right.
and we picked up perfect
It's
audio
so
from
funny.
her.
So like right before she's about to like go out, to
Yeah.
walk, down the aisle. Like I literally like run up and like under her dress, like turning on the mic and
Yeah.
like pressing,
Well,
record.
and the thing is that
That's perfect.
that
But
worked well. That worked out
it was
perfectly because
awesome.
they had a small intimate backyard wedding on the beach, and they didn't have a speaker system. They didn't have a just. Well, they had a just.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
thing is,
Totally.
we had the bride mic'd up, and so we knew we were getting clean audio from her, so we didn't even have to worry
Which
about.
we always worry about beach weddings because of wind and stuff.
Yeah.
And it just kind of like we were worried about it because the bride had agreed to it. And now it's like something that we want to do for every couple if they're down for it. So it was like,
I'm glad you guys said that. And as a nurse, I have access to like Foley straps, so I'm gonna like keep that in mind. But like for my brother and sister-in-law's wedding, the videographer came, and I had never seen a bride mic. So he came and he's got the mic, and I'm like, how are you gonna do that? And he's like, yeah, just I need you to go and help me mic the bride up. And I was like, you want me to put this big box on her dress somewhere? Like, where the heck I'm sticking that? So I went in and I told her, I'm like, Lindsay, he wants, this to go on you. She's like, where? Like the look on her face. And now I think she's a nurse as well. So I could be like, and my brother, the two of them are nurses. And I could be like, you know what? It could have went on a leg strap. Just like asking like for future reference. I'm like, that would have worked out so well as nurses. You kind of MacGyver stuff and you figure stuff out. And
well, the thing is, that videographer should have reached out beforehand before just showing up the day and saying, hey, lift up your dress because I'm gonna put this strap around your
in his defense, he was I want to say it was his first or second. Do you know Darnell? I think that was his second wedding, and
he did a great job.
He did. It was beautiful.
To consider that for just your second wedding.
Yeah, that's awesome. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, he and my brother were fraternity brothers. I want to say, like they went to college together. So he was, cool. My brother had there were like 11 guests. Like it was a COVID wedding. It was small. It was changed from their original venue. Like they were going to California to get married in wine country, and so. Changing everything, he kind of asked his friend, like, you shoot videos, right? Like, have you ever done a wedding? And he's like, dude, I've done one.
Right. That's how it starts.
So,
yeah. So he came up and he shot their wedding. So he didn't really, when he came up, he's like, yeah, so I just need you to go mic the bride. And I was like, we don't do this. I know this is only your second wedding, but like that's not happening. That was, you see her dress is Kate got this awesome picture of her from behind in front of a mirror. Is it the mirror of a dresser? Like in the window, like it's just this awesome picture of Lindsay. And I'm like, dude, there wasn't a mic going in that dress anywhere.
Nope. Yeah, and that's the thing. You have to consider if it's even possible with the dress, and that's why we kind of like, we want to keep trying to do it and trying to figure out ways to get it because the audio was beautiful,
and the thing is, thankfully, I have her because as a guy, it would feel awkward for me to approach the bride.
Let me get in your dress.
Hey, let me put this thing around your leg, and then I just have to go up your dress a little bit to put this recorder in there.
I mean, it was awkward for me too. So right before, and this bride was like totally chill. Like she was like lifting up her dress like this, and, like sticking out her leg, like right before the ceremony. I was like, oh, we can go in her room, and she's like, no, right here's fine. And I had like my camera in one hand, and then I was, like doing the little strap thingy, and her dad walks up behind and he's like, what exactly is she filming? I was like,
I'm like, it's not that kind of film.
It's not what it looks like, sir. I promise we're professional.
Yeah, oh my God.
Well, the bride asked me to do a little something special for her husband. So,
Oh my God. I love it.
Yeah, for a little special
pre-wedding treat. No. Sorry. Oh God. All right. It's getting late.
All right. But I did want to ask, so before you guys go, where can our couples find you if they wanted to look for you? Where are you located?